Dun, dun, da, 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 dun, dun, da, 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 da. I actually like that idea. This might end up sounding very Russian. I think I'm gonna change up how I write about this. What's up guys, my name is Connor, and for today's songwriting challenge, I'm gonna be attempting to write an entire song with no instruments. Everything that I do has to be a cappella, using only my own voice. There's one exception to this. When I actually record the song, I'm just gonna have a steady kick drum going to establish the beat. That's it. So what this means is it'll just be the kick drum and the vocal melody. I will be allowed to record in some vocal harmonies as well, and I intend to do that. So that part of the challenge by itself hopefully shouldn't be too bad. I've written a couple other a cappella things here and there over the course of my writing career. So I'm gonna add a couple other stipulations to keep things interesting here. A couple challenges ago, I picked my song topic out of this book. This time I was thinking, you know, a productivity book, there's some decent words in there, but it's very corporate and business oriented. And I'm curious what'll happen if I pick some words out of a fiction book that tells a more compelling story. So today I'm gonna be picking the topic from this, The Living Dead. It's a collection of short stories about zombies. I've been watching The Walking Dead and this has just been sitting on my bookshelf, so it seemed appropriate. Additionally, I'm going to be spinning a wheel with some common letters. I'm gonna spin it twice. The first letter it lands on will have to start every single line of the verses. The second letter it lands on will be the letter that I have to use to start every single line of the choruses. And then for the bridge, I'll just do whatever I want. So that's it. That's today's challenge. Let's kick this off. Okay, so first things first, let's go ahead and pick our topic. So just like last time, I'm gonna close my eyes, flip this open to a random page, point to a word, and if it's something that I feel like I can actually use as a basis for a song topic, we'll go ahead and use it. Chances are I'll probably pick two words and try to combine them. In the past, that's kind of been the fun way to do it. Let's see how this goes. Close my eyes. Open it up, point to something. It says someone. I don't know what I can really do with that. I'm gonna try again. Close my eyes, open it up, point to a word. Fantasy. That's good, okay. I can make good use of fantasy. I'm gonna write that down. Let's pick another word. Let's combine it with something here. Same deal, eyes closed. Produced. Okay, I'm gonna do production because it's the same thing. Fantasy and production are going to be the words that I use. Okay, before I figure out what the heck I'm gonna do with those words, let's pick my mystery letters from the wheel. Okay, so I did not put every single letter on this list just because some letters would be extremely difficult. So I picked all of the ones I thought would be reasonable choices. So we're gonna start with the letter for the verse. Let's hit the spin button and see what happens. All right, it's going to be G for the verses. Let's roll it again for the choruses. Drum roll. Very trippy looking wheel when it spins. W, interesting. Okay, so harder letters than I thought they were going to be, but I think we can do something with this. Okay, we have our topic, fantasy, production, and we have our letters. G for the verses, W for the chorus. So for the topic, what comes to mind is using theater, plays, shows, TV, movies, storytelling productions that often live in the fantasy world as a way to kind of escape reality. I do feel like I can write about escapism. So I think I can tell this story from the perspective of a narrator who has a very difficult life and needs to escape into stories, whether it be plays, movies, TV shows, etc., just as a means of buying themselves a respite. But I can also probably showcase how that's a double-edged sword and how, yes, it gives you a break from your chaotic, crazy life when you do that, but also that's additional time spent not fixing the problems that exist in your life that are causing the stress in the first place. I'm gonna try to not do it in a preachy way, but instead use the story to really portray how that's something that everybody struggles with to some degree. I mean, escapism is a universal concept. So I think that's a good starting point, and hopefully the specifics will take shape once I start writing. The question now is, stylistically, what do I want to do here? How do I want to approach a song like this? Where my head goes right away is like European folk song, sea shanty, that kind of lane. There's a couple really good examples of this that come to mind right away. The one that everybody would know is Wellerman by Nathan Evans. It's that sea shanty that got really, really big. I think it was 2020. It was definitely during the pandemic that this blew up. There once was a ship that put to sea. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it. You've probably heard it. Another great example is Irish Eyes by Rose Betts. It's another one of those songs that kind of had its moment in the limelight on TikTok and Instagram. So something in that lane, sort of repetitive with the lyrics and the meter and really establishes a theme. I might even do a refrain style song where the melody doesn't change from the verse to the chorus, but the chorus lyrics are consistent. And then I can maybe differentiate between them by making the harmonies more full during the chorus or something, changing a couple notes or a rhythm here and there. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I think I can do that. You're gonna see a lot of me doing this to keep the beat. I'm not even gonna use instruments to write it. In fact, let me turn my keyboard off. That's kind of folky. I actually like that idea. What if I did that, but went major during the chorus? This might end up sounding very Russian. I think I'm just gonna roll with that. I kind of like this idea. I think I could do something cool with this. I've got ideas for the bridge already too. All right, the wheels are spinning. Let's get going here on lyrics. Live alone in a small blue house. That's true, by the way. I hope I'm not doxing myself. Lots of blue houses out there, right? I'm not just gonna pull everything directly from my life. I think I can be more creative. I live alone in a small blue house in the hills of West Virginia. Why West Virginia? It fit the meter. There's hills there. I don't know. Don't ask me questions. I just realized I'm completely ignoring my start every line with the same letter rule. Let's fix it. Okay, G. It's gotta be G. Got a small blue house in the Georgia woods. Got a job and a small family. Yeah, I changed it to Georgia. Again, fits the meter. Can't say small twice. Got a job and a good family. Government takes more than they should. All right, those are all G's. That is definitely a complicating factor. It's making this way harder. I liked it better when I was ignoring the rule and just using any letter I wanted. I think I have 2 verses already, back to back. Let me check the second one. Get my check on Friday every week. Got a lot of big bills to pay. Okay, so I think I'm doing a good job of expressing like the challenges of, the traditional father figure of a family. The way somebody in like rural or semi-rural Georgia might be. And I know I'm adhering to traditional family roles here, but this is the story that's coming out. This is the story we're gonna tell. All right. Let's tackle this chorus. So W this time. When the sun goes over the mountain. I think I'm gonna change up how I write about this. I think I'm going to make this about a family that tells each other stories at night. Talk about how like the TV stays off, they just stay at home, gather around a fire, and just use their imagination to take each other away from all of the chaos out there. So the first 2 verses I just talked about the, like from the narrator's perspective about their own life. I think the next couple verses I'll detail out like the struggles of the family. Maybe I can give them all names that start with G. I think that would make my life easier. Greta, Gordon, Goulash. We'll figure that out. With heads full of stories, big and small, with hearts full of grand desire. We'll paint every detail vividly. I'm gonna change this up. I think I can do this in a less like cliche or corny manner. We'll escape to a place only we can see. I'm gonna try to just do a bunch of things that rhyme with fantasy here without actually using the word fantasy. Nobody else will get it, but if you're watching this video, you will. You're a part of this journey. We'll escape to a place only we can see. Fantasy we can see. We'll paint every detail vividly. It's like half rhymes with fantasy. It's fine. Got such a good closing line for the chorus, but I just don't know how to work it so that it starts with W. I'm gonna half cheat here. I'm gonna say one line is gonna be, we'll paint every detail vividly until, and then the next line is gonna say, we all wear golden crowns. And because I make the rules, I get to do that. But look, I've constructed it so that it's all W's at the beginning. See? It freaking counts. I think I might want to rewrite the verse melody a little bit. I like the cadence. I think I can just make it a little catchier. Got a small blue house in the Georgia woods, got a job in a good family. Oh, I'm really torn on this verse melody. I don't know. We'll figure it out. It'll come to me as I continue to write. Okay, verse 2. Starting to tell the story of the family. Garrett's getting in fights at school, got thrown out more than once. Yeah, it's fine. I think I might clean it up a little bit on the back end, but that's a good start. I'm so mad. I broke my streak of rhyming the first and third and then the second and fourth line of every single verse. I had been doing it, but I had the Garrett's getting in fights at school line, and then the line that it should rhyme with is Gretchen's living with a heart condition. I think I'm just gonna keep it because the living with a heart condition is an internal rhyme that I really like, and I think that still makes it work. I'm annoyed that I couldn't keep that going though, but it's okay. I think this next one I'm gonna reestablish it. Okay, I'm stretching the rules of both the starting the lines with the G and the internal rhyme scheme. I'm saying Goldie jumped the picket fence and then the and is at the end of that line, and then got hit by a Chevrolet. So instead of Goldie jumped the picket fence and got hit by a Chevrolet, don't worry, the dog's gonna be okay. The way I've constructed the verse is Goldie jumped the picket fence and next line got hit by a Chevrolet. I think that's fine. I think I can get away with that. But don't worry, because the next line is gave her to the vet, paid a pretty penny, God bless her, she's okay. Okay, that's 2 verses. Then I do another chorus. I think I might do some sort of instrumental bridge. As weird as that is when it's all a cappella, I might do like a chant, like something where it's just kind of humming and maybe I build out the harmonies and then go into verse 3. I'm not explaining it well, but it's cool in my head. I think it'll sound good when it's arranged and you hear the final recording. I'm trying to rhyme heavily with vocabulary and it's just not working as much as I wish it would. Heavy lately I might be able to get away with. I know it's not a rhyme, but there's enough similarity in the way that the words are constructed. Heavy lately vocabulary. And it's the first and third line, so it doesn't matter as much. This one I think is gonna be okay. I'm trying to do a lot with this, and keeping the rhyme scheme that much together is, I'm sure if I sat here and thought about it for hours, I could do it perfectly, but who's got that kind of time? Nobody's gonna be paying attention to that, except for you guys because I'm telling you about it. Whoops. Okay, so what I'm doing with this verse is I'm trying to make it like a more general evaluation of like just being at war with the world. And like trying to push through and stand tall when the world keeps trying to take you down. And then at the end be like, but despite how strong we are and how much we've withstood, a big part of the reason that we're able to do that is because we take these breaks and we take this time to escape. Gravity weighs heavy lately, gotta try to keep standing straight. I'm gonna do another internal rhyme here. I'm gonna say, gotta take our breaks where we can escape. Gonna take our breaks where we can escape so we can get up and give our best. I think it's okay. And then I think if I go back into the chorus, I think that makes sense. Okay. But, oh my gosh, I think I did it. It's so weird seeing all these G's and then W's and then G's. But I think that worked. This is all a cappella. We've got the thumping kick that's gonna drive everything, but everything else that I record is just gonna be my voice. I still think after all that I'm not quite there with the verse melody. I think the chorus is gonna be fine, but the verse I feel like can be catchier. Got a small blue house in the Georgia woods, got a job and a good family. Yeah, I think it's okay. Okay, I might just roll with that. We'll see when I record it. I might tweak a couple things, but for now, that's the song. It's complete. So there you go. I think I pulled it off. Thank you guys as always for being here. I love doing this, so if you've watched it this far and you're enjoying the journey, it's so special to me that you're having fun with this too. You know, truth be told, I haven't seen a lot of content on the internet that really showcases the songwriting process, like in process. There's a lot of stuff for music producers, there's a lot of advice for songwriters, but not a lot that shows how songwriters actually operate. And look, I'm just one voice in the crowd. There's a million ways to write a good song, and a million's an understatement. But I'm glad you guys are enjoying my perspective, and hopefully you enjoy this song. The next thing you see will be the completed recording. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and leave a comment. Thank you. Peace, guys. Got a small blue house in the Georgia woods, got a job and a good family. Government takes more than they should, go to work so my kids can eat. Get my check on Friday every week, got a lot of big bills to pay. Good living don't come easily, gotta dig till I dig my grave. When the sun goes over the mountains, we gather around the fire. With heads full of stories, big and small, with hearts full of grand desire. We'll escape to a place only we can see, where the world won't tear us down. We'll paint every detail vividly, till we all wear golden crowns. Garrett's getting in fights at school, got thrown out more than once. Gretchen's living with a heart condition, got a checkup every month. Goldie jumps the picket fence and got hit by a Chevrolet. Gave her to the vet, paid a pretty penny, God bless her, she's okay. When the sun goes over the mountains, we gather around the fire. With heads full of stories, big and small, with hearts full of grand desire. We'll escape to a place only we can see, where the world won't tear us down. We'll paint every detail vividly, till we all wear golden crowns. Gravity weighs heavy lately, gotta try to keep standing straight. Giving up ain't in our vocabulary, gotta run from our bitter fate. Giants fight until they fall, give it all till they're laid to rest. Gotta take our breaks where we can't escape and go wander through our heads. When the sun goes over the mountains, we gather around the fire, with heads full of stories big and small, with hearts full of grand desire. We'll escape to a place only we can see, where the world won't tear us down. We'll paint every detail vividly, till we all wear golden crowns.